Hey everybody, welcome back to Cut Here Garage. Got the street stock pulled in here out of the trailer. Had some fun doing that, dealing with the snow. We're gonna get her stripped down, get ready to pull the motor out, fix this debacle, and a whole bunch of other things. Nathan last year, the last race we run it, had somebody blow a motor up in front of us. And welcome to the oil. And I'm going to get ready to start cutting this body off, cut that bumpers, get everything out of the way, we'll get the motor out, and we'll get the motor out, and then we're going to make another video on tearing this little motor out that I've decided to nickname Grinder.
Peanut grinder.
She's a peanut grinder that just keeps on working. This little 355, she's going to get some upgrades down the road. Some good stuff here. Now we're getting ready to break out the Sawzall, and you kind of understand why we're called Cut Here Garage. Saw's on the bench, Nate. It's cold up here in Indiana. A whole lot colder than we would like it to be. We're gonna cut it here, get it out of the way.
It's gonna be loud.
Yep.
Got no blades, that was gonna go too long.
I got one more for now. That aluminum shouldn't go bad. Right there.
Strip off here.
And that's front nose piece removal 101.
Sell it cheap.
Alrighty, we're gonna wind up cutting it here, all this front stuff off, get it out of the way. We'll spare your ears for a little bit. We'll get this cut away and come right back to you. See you in a few. Okay, everybody, we're back. Got everything cut off that we need to cut off for now. Start figuring out what all we're gonna change from this point. Try to make it better. That's what happens when you get in a wreck from oil. Ain't much you can do but fix what's messed up. We redoing this car front and back. This car, give you a little backstory. I built this car for a guy in 2009 or 10. And we ran it at Bearfield for a year, went to Kalamazoo and run some shows and stuff like that. But car set, went through 3 or 4 different owners, and I managed to get it back. Because this body was one of the last, Nathan's dad, David, put this body on this car last before it left everybody. And then that was still probably 2012. So this car was built 12, 13 years ago. Rules changed and stuff. It's time to give her an update. It's set for, like I say, 10 years. We got it out of the side of the yard, decided we're going to run it last year. About a week, put it together, built a body for it, put the motor in it, and we had several different guys drive it. I drove it one night. Bobby Bearing drove it tonight. Nathan drove a couple nights. Got a feature in it. Run really good at the last race till this mess happened, but wasn't nobody's fault. Just things happens when motors break. But we're getting ready to start tearing everything out of this engine compartment here. Nathan, grab me a 5/16 wrench. I'll start taking his headers loose. Yeah. Of course, everybody knows it's we gotta run steel heads. We're gonna run aluminum intake, 4 barrels, stuff like that. Roller cams. This motor's got flat tappet cam, which is one of the things it's gonna get upgraded with. Is a new cam. Make the heads a little bigger. Cut the stock firewall and everything back out of it. We don't have to run them no more. And then hang new body and stuff on it. See how it goes. Then after sneaking this in while we wait on Tim's car to show up. These headers are fun. Yeah, I didn't like sitting in the trailer so much. I think she was pissed off at us for not giving her no attention for so long. I don't know about you guys, but I name my race cars or treat them like a woman because you got to. Treat them with some finesse every now and then. Oh, them header bolts coming out, Nate. It's a fun thing about all this stock shit. And we'll get some more stuff down in here to run time lapses and stuff so you can just watch us tear this stuff out and see a little bit more as it goes. But of course this ignition is going to go bye-bye, but we get some more editing software and some more cameras and we'll get a little better at that. This channel's pretty young. I'm pretty old, so it's not like I know a lot of this new shit. That's what Nathan's for. Gotta have somebody run this computer shit. Get the upgrade ignition system to an MSD system. Stuff like that. And
more horsepower.
motor we're gonna run in this car is Nathan and David's, and David's really wanting to be part of going racing since he's getting better. So we're gonna put that motor in, which is, we got a couple other motors that make some pretty good power, but nothing like the motor that David's got, or at least it's together anyway.
Well, somewhat.
Well, we just got to put the steel heads back on it.
Heads on it. Might be good at dyno for the first time ever. Get it tuned right. Put this carburetor, rebuild this carburetor, throw this carburetor on it, get it tuned.
I don't remember which carb we got on this. Is this the 830? There's
830. Man, this one sucks.
Just right there. You just go over. Right there. Yeah.
Oh, it's not bad.
I'll see you took all the easy ones out first.
Well,
New plug wires. This is all shit that we just had laying around the car when we decided to get it out.
don't judge us. We did it in a week.
It had nothing on it. There was no body, no seat, no motor, no transmission, no rear gear. And granted, we probably should have started earlier, but we make a decision to go and do something, we just go ahead and do it and figure out the consequences a little later.
Fly by the seat of our pants.
We know how to get them done early and have fun that way, but sometimes you just got to get an old car out, have some fun. My little one was running that, and my oldest son was running too, so decided we'd all three race at the same time, which is fun. Well, I say that, but it's a pain in the ass to have him run this car, me run this car. If it wasn't for Nathan, the car would have never made it back on the racetrack, because while I was watching and dealing with Caden running, I forgot I had a race car to drive. Like I say, this car's pretty old, needs some updates. But just because they're old don't mean they aren't fast. This car went fast everywhere we took it. With a little motor. Never changed the setup from track to track. Had a good baseline and it just punched in, did work.
Whatever anybody tell you, you gotta buy a brand new car either. I won a championship with a 20-year-old car, so if you're starting out low budget, an old car will do, trust me.
Cut it up, do just like we're gonna do. Make it what you want. Don't be afraid to make a car what you want either, because I know it's a little dark in here, but all this up in here, it's all getting cut out. This is all getting cut out. All this where the fuel cell goes is getting cut out and redone.
Everybody back up in the car.
Because I actually got hit by a car that either didn't have no brakes or something. Hit hard enough to bend the rear clip, give me a concussion. All kinds of fun shit. So it needs done anyway. And I got an excuse to use a Sawzall and nobody yell at me. All these hoops right here, all the way up into there, that's all coming out.
Anything you see that's steel.
It'll just have stock frame rails and rebuilt, cleaned up, updated, steering reconfigured.
Be pretty much what frame rails and the main cage is pretty much fucking blue.
We gotta do something to make sure that the car keeps up with everything else. I give Nathan a good base to work with. This is my car. You guys seen Lenny's car on the first video. And Bobby's cars, you know, it's on the Page Manor. We built the motor in that car. Craigers did machine work, ran really good, except for had an oil pump issue we didn't like, and popped the oil pump out and put the new oil pump in it before we race it. These cars that we call street stocks, ain't a whole lot street stock about them anymore. Back when I started racing, this car's been a limited late model. You know, just don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, give us feedback, tell us, hell, if we don't talk loud enough, talk too much, you want to see more stuff, things we could do better as we go, things you want to see, all that kind of stuff. Like I say, we're going to get to where we can time-lapse this stuff and actually kind of see the whole process of the motor coming out. We are going to do a kind of in-depth video tearing this motor down. We think the camshaft went flat in it. So we're going to tear it down, pull it completely apart, bare block, get it ready to go to the motor or the machine shop. It's gonna get bored and stuff and cleaned up because it's been a while since it's been freshened. Try and
Figure out the temperature issue.
stuff about another 100, 125 horse in it would make me happy. And we got a good spare backup motor. And, you know, all of us built Lenny's car about probably 5, 6, 7 years ago, somewhere through there. And everything we did on Lenny's car is because I built this car and then took everything I liked on this car, put on that car, and if I didn't like it, I changed it to build that car. So we built a pretty good hot rod there. We gonna try and give you a little fix of hearing some horsepower run, but when it's 0 outside, them high performance motors just don't like to crank over and fire up to bring her up through the yard. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off here for the day. We'll come back when we're getting this motor on out, get everything unhooked, and we'll have another video of you guys watch us getting it on, pulled out on the motor stand, the body all the way off of it, stuff like that. And
the fun part.
The fun part, we
Cutting everything off.
cut here, cut here, grind here, rebuild it.
Good welding, that's my favorite part.
And then we'll have video of putting this LS combo in Lenny's car, getting the motor put back in Bobby's car, fired up. We're hoping to have a lot of content coming here pretty fast.
Have a lot.
Taking the other mini wedge like over there, putting it in the, taking it to Lenny's shop, getting it cut apart, getting ready to get it ready for his nephew. No, little Lenny's gonna run it. Little Lenny's gonna run it. Sheena's boy.
Oh.
Lenny come home from work. Come home from.
Boy and Caden?
Yep, all 3 of them. We have 3 youngins, 7, 8, 9 years old,
We're doing a lot of racing next year.
racing these little cars. But little Lenny and them stayed with Lenny and Tammy since like Thursday. Every day Lenny come home, is the car here yet? The car here yet? Lenny's like, Bub, I just walked in the door. It's not in my back pocket.
Some of the purple one, right?
Yeah, so it's nice to see them being ready to go, having to be part of it. Kind of got to give a shout out. Hunter Jack made us these numbers in about 24 hours in this ad to get it to the track. All the lettering. It was short notice.
We'll be hitting you up soon, buddy.
He hooked us up pretty well. We've got a couple different lettering guys we use. Hunter and Quality Graphics up in Oswego, Michigan. He does t-shirts and stuff. They both do t-shirts. Both great people to deal with. Look them up. But we'll sign off here for now. Anything else you want to add since it's your first time on the channel, Nathan?
We'll see you soon.
Alrighty. You guys have a good night. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you want, we got a Facebook page too that'll have us updates, so look there too. Thank you.